Hello again. I hope you decided to go forward with your creative classroom. In this video, I will walk you through the preliminary planning process. The first thing you need to consider is where an outdoor classroom can fit in your community. You might want to consider a school, library, religious center, or community building. You should also check if there are environmental restrictions in your area that will prevent you from building on the land. It is better to check early than be told that you cannot go forward with your project. Once you've found an organization and a place to build and you're squared away, you can move forward with your project. So this is where you really need to get into the nitty-gritty of your project. Doing more work now means that your project will run more smoothly in the future. I suggest starting to fundraise as soon as you know your project is ready to go. One of the problems I'm having is that my benches are turning out to be a lot more expensive than I thought that they would be. And now I'm trying to get people to sponsor the trail signs that we're going to have that'll have motivational messages on them, and we can write like their family name on the back. You should try to get your community as involved in your project as possible. One of the great things is that sometimes a hardware store might want to donate some materials or give you a little bit of a discount. Now, aside from the financial aspect of your project, there's a few other things you need to consider in actually making the space that will become your outdoor classroom. Since every location is different, I can't really help you so much on how you're going to build and make and install your benches. What I'm doing where I live is we're digging holes and we're putting the benches in the ground and then filling it with cement and covering it back up with dirt. But if you live in a very rocky or a very sandy area, that might not work out as well for you, and you might need to make like a park bench that can stand up on its own. To build my benches, I'm using pressure treated wood, but if you have more money or want to be more environmentally friendly, the best thing you could use is cedar. If this doesn't make much sense to you, don't worry about it. I'll help you through the process of building your benches if you do them like me at a later time. When it comes to designing your classroom, there are a few other things you want to keep in mind. How is your classroom going to be used, and who's going to use it or for it to be most enjoyed by the community? For mine, it's going to be mostly used probably by little children, but it'll be a place for the whole community to gather and discuss things. In order to suit this, I'm making my benches lower to the ground, which means that little kids will be able to get on and off them safely, and I'm having them in a loose circle formation, so that way it'll be a great place to have discussions or a picnic or lead an event. If you live in a hilly region, it might be a good idea to build it into the hill, so it's like an amphitheater style. If you want your classroom to be more of an actual classroom where you can have lectures, then you might want to have 2 rows. That was a design I was looking at earlier in my process. You could even install higher benches or tables that can be used like desks for people who are out there maybe taking notes. Even in a city, you can have a really, really nice classroom. Maybe you could even take like a courtyard and you could garden it and paint it and put in benches and just make a really nice green space that's different from inside. It'll be something really special. Whatever your situation is, spend some time thinking about how to make your creative classroom awesome. As always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below or send me an email, creativeclassrooms215@gmail.com. Bye!